and gentlemen, boys and ghouls. Ooh, falling into my horror habits right there. But you could say that for a minute there, I switched it up because you're listening to the Switch It Up show. My name is Glenn, and I will be hosting this episode, and I am, of course, joined by our wonderful friend, Mr. Setrev.
That's right. Hello. Of course, it's difficult when we're away for such a long period of time. I had to bust out an episode myself without you because you've been so busy on your holiday tradition of happy horror days over on Tales from the Crypt.
I'm telling you, man, we've been going crazy over there. A different holiday horror movie every other day the month of December, taking you from the beginning all the way until Christmas Eve. But you know what, my man? I hear that music, and we gotta let these tunes ride. Hit me with those 4 syllables.
Aramanaguche.
That's 3, but I was
Aramanaguche.
I'm like, let me take a stab in the dark at it there. Speaking of stab, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be letting you know about my pick right now for this week. But what's interesting is it's actually going to be a return of the Wish It Would Switch segment, where we take a peek at a game and wish it was on the Nintendo Switch. We don't really go too far outside like the Switch that often, but every once in a while we're presented with an opportunity to cover a game that, one, we're really excited to play, and 2, would actually, like, technically, hopefully, be possible to be played on the Nintendo Switch.
Most of these games actually have been ported on the Switch, and we've just been lucky enough that we've been able to get them on, say, a PS4 or Steam or PSVR. You can actually see a lot of those in video form over on our YouTube page under the playlist PS4 du jour.
And actually, you get to see all of those formats you've mentioned. There's been a video for every single one of them.
So that's true.
Kind of interesting. The game, I said movie because this is a full motion video game. It's called She Sees Red, and we played this I played this over on iOS on the iPhone. Now, I'm not normally like an iPhone gamer. I know Apple Arcade just came out, and I feel like it's actually probably a really good platform to be able to play games on because so many different types of games are available in the Apple App Store. And normally,
could be. It's got that sequel to Oceanhorn, one of the very first games we ever reviewed on the Switch It Up show.
Yeah, absolutely. Ton of awesome games on there, and with Apple Arcade on there, and like normally the price point for an iOS game is usually pretty cheap. Even for some of the cooler ones that would be way more on another platform, for example. Mm-hmm. But you can go out and you can grab this. It's available in the App Store now. It's been around for about 2 weeks or so. Let me go ahead and hit you with the synopsis here. She Sees Red is a mature, hard-boiled thriller. Make decisions that affect the narrative and experience several different endings in this blood-red interactive movie. Someone has killed several people at a popular nightclub. A lone detective assigned to the case is following every clue wherever it may lead. In this proactive, interactive thriller, nothing is as it seems. Make decisions, change the narrative, become a detective, experience multiple endings, and inhabit the mind of a killer in the blood-red interactive movie She Sees Red. Your investigation starts now. She Sees Red is a criminal interactive game in a hard-boiled murder mystery. Change your decision-making skills, choose your own path, and find the murderer. It features a gripping, mature game/film with a non-linear narrative. Story elements can be experienced by making meaningful choices along the way. 4 possible crime-solving endings based on your choices. With professional actors, editing, lighting, and sound design make She Sees Red a unique, interactive movie. Stories with deep and intriguing twists. She Sees Red, almost done. She Sees Red is a dramatic choice-based game and a gripping thriller with a murder in a nightclub, smart detective solving the case, and allusions to organized crime. Experience interesting and mysterious narrative, make decisions as the killer to see what the investigation finds out, and investigators may turn out to be more clever than you give them credit for, and Our Lady Detective is no exception. Visit the crime scene again, make your choices to discover new crime details, and make sure whatever you can to find out what really happened. Note, the game contains 2 audio tracks, original Russian and dubbed English. Lip syncing in the dubbed version might not be perfect. It's not, due to the nature of the speech patterns in the original language. If you're not satisfied with the dubbed version, you can always switch to the original Russian version with subtitles. Man, I wish I would have done that. I do not have, let me tell you, this game, as they say, it's a full motion video game, and I really, really like full motion video. I think it's super fun, really cool. I have Night Trap on the Nintendo Switch. I just think it's a fun genre, and that gets overlooked a lot. So when it came up and it came through our inbox that we had an opportunity to review a new, filmed very recently full motion game, I was like, we definitely have to check this out. So I was anxious to download it and just get to playing. But one of the cool things about this that it really kind of stands on its own is that since it's so new, it doesn't have that aesthetic that a lot of full motion video games that we remember having. It's not blurry. It's not like shot in standard definition. It doesn't have any weird effects put on it. It's really clean. It's like you're watching I don't know what this was filmed in, but I have an iPhone XS Max, so it's got a pretty good display. This video looks crisp. It looks really, really good. I would definitely they sell it as a a full motion video interactive movie. Absolutely looks like one. The production quality on this is really, really good. So to me, if you happen to have an Apple TV or you have a device where you can play this on a big screen, you could really get that interactive movie feel from it, much more so, I feel than any other type of game. Because really what this is, and I've said it a billion times, the movie plays and you're presented at different moments where you can tap on the screen of the iPhone, whether you're going to, are you going to attack or are you going to hide? Are you going to check out this thing on the desk, or are you going to look behind the curtain? And it's just a split-second decision. You get this timer that kind of ticks down on both sides of the screen. You make your choice, and then immediately, it happens, and you kind of get to, either reap the benefit of that or maybe suffer the consequences, depending on what it is. But the game looks and sounds great. No complaints there. I even think the actors are really good. At no point was I kind of chuckling at anything. Nothing comes off as cheesy. The only thing, I watch a lot of movies that are pretty cheesy. So I was expecting it not be good. I was expecting this thing to be cheesy, because usually full motion video is cheesy. It's not
very cheesy.
It's very you want to know what's going to happen. You can play through it in about a half an hour, and I don't really want to spoil. I definitely don't want to spoil anything, because there's 4 different endings. So you don't want to have to you want to go back and play more. It's only $2.99 on the store, so it's definitely something that you can pick up pretty cheap. Totally worth your money for that. I love the idea that you can keep playing it, get the different endings. I wish I would have known beforehand. It's literally the very last line of the notes in the app description that you can switch it back to the original Russian and have the subtitles, because I probably would have done it that a little bit more. Because that's the only thing on this game I feel that it feels like it's off, is the fact that it's in another language and it's dubbed. It's very obviously dubbed often, and there are times where that sticks out and you're why? Why? And the whole time I'm watching, I'm what language was this filmed in? So that's definitely something. I do that with regular movies too. If I can have the option of the subtitles and just do that, hands down, that's what I'm going for. But it's awesome that that's even an option. The only real complaint I have is that there's no way for you, if you want to go back and play it again so you can get the different ending, you have to go back and play it again so you get the different ending. There's no skipping of any. There's no skipping of any scenes or anything like that. You don't get that. You don't get that option. There's this game on the PS3 and also recently PS4 called Catherine, where it's like a platformer, and you have to go up to climb this tower, and once you get to the top of it, you're presented with a choice of what you're going to do. But if you want to go back and replay it, you can actually load back into it, make the other choice, and you can see what would have happened. It would have been awesome to be able to play the game, make all your choices, get your ending, and then somehow be able to go back to a couple of the save states or something like that, so you can just experience it. Or maybe even you played it once, awesome, you unlock the ability to skip, something in there to that we don't have to actually play the game 4 times. But I mean, like I said, it's about a little over half an hour long. You can totally play the game 4 times. And for $2.99, you really can't complain. I like this. I think it was fun. Way more, way better than I thought it was going to be. My bar was low, so I was pleasantly surprised. Hands down, easy 4 out of 5. Again, $2.99 on the iOS App Store. Almost said the eShop. She Sees Red, available now. So if you're looking for an extra gift, get somebody that iTunes gift card, and they'll see green and red, but She Sees Red. Yeah,
that was a great end.
Reach for that one.
It kind of worked.
All right, good.
It sounds like a kind of spooky game, almost like my game, Blue Kid 2. It's $4.99, currently available on the Nintendo eShop. After rescuing his girlfriend from the hands of the evil wizard, Blue Kid and Pink Girl enjoy life with their newborn Pink Kid. And then a whole new adventure starts just out of the blue. Blue Kid 2 is a classic 2D retro-style platformer experience with lovely designed pixel graphics and a full chiptune soundtrack. Run, jump, and swim your way through 5 huge worlds with 12 levels each. Master brutal boss fights and discover lots of secrets in the world of Blue Kid 2. Blue Kid 2 features 5 worlds with 12 levels each, handcrafted colorful pixel graphics, a full chiptune soundtrack, epic boss battles, tons of secrets, ultra precise controls. It's from our good friends over at Head Up Games and developed by the fine people at Winter Works. This game is a love letter to just about every 16-bit game that you played growing up. Like, you get a complete vibe of Sonic, almost a complete ripoff of Kirby. You get Mario mechanics. Definitely feels like Super Mario World 2, where like Luigi, where you're the baby Mario and Yoshi's the one running around. So many aspects of this game are just like a nostalgia overload. Like, I'd swear like one of these enemies, the one that actually steals your baby, is from Super Castlevania. Like just seeing every single thing, I'm like, there's no way this isn't a reference. And it doesn't just stop there. The entire game design is like, each level you can do 7 different things, and it's I don't know how to necessarily get them all in one run, but it's probably possible. It's like, you gotta run to the end of the level, you gotta collect the 5 apples, you gotta collect 3 certain coins that are hidden in secret-ish locations, you gotta kill a certain number of enemies, all while trying to collect like 50 coins, just regular coins that are floating around. The game is nuts. The soundtrack, fantastic. It's absolutely awesome. I don't know if it's Anamanaguchi level chiptune, but it is definitely some good chiptune, and I am kind of trying to find the soundtrack a couple places and hoping that maybe they put a press to it, because like I said, it is classic 2D RPG, Super NES, and maybe even Sega 32X era graphic stylings. It's a ton of fun. The only gripes I have with it are that while the controls are very precise, I feel like the hitboxes at some times don't necessarily line up. And I kind of wish that, there wasn't necessarily as much going on my screen. Like, I feel like with all the different things that you have to collect and do in each individual level, the top half of my screen is kind of full of just nonsense and flashing everything. I'm like, I gotta do so much, and there's literally no time anymore. But aside from that, I really love Blue Kid 2. I imagine there is a Blue Kid 1. I haven't seen it. I didn't bother to look for it, but I hope it's out there, because I would definitely jump back and play this based on the fact that this one was great. And the price point of $5, totally worth it if you are a big retro gamer. That is why I'm going to give Blue Kid 2 a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh man, so we got Blue Kid 2 and She Sees Red, both with an average score above 4.
That's right. Sounds like it's going to be some happy holidays ahead for anybody listening to the Switch It Up show and getting that new Nintendo Switch this season.
Absolutely, my man. And I do believe we're going to be recording almost like a best of the year episode in a few days.
We're going to try. We're definitely going to try and get one out before the new year. Be sure to stick around because it may line up with episode 100 unless we are hitting that before the year ends. And in which case it would be episode 101.
Ooh, look at that, my man. You know, the nice thing is, whether you're listening to this show, or if you're in the mood for something else, we got a whole bunch of different podcasts here on this network. We have the Preachcast, of course, which we haven't done for a while, but there's still some
like 2 months.
awesome hits in there. You know, we got Tales from the Crib. We have It Came from Cherry Hill. So no matter what you're feeling with the Preach Network, you can always switch it up.